Good evening, friends. Stephen and Yana Benoon here with INL, and we wanted to share some very crazy things that are happening all over, especially in the Middle East there. And the lady on your screen here, Carrie Boller, very courageous woman there, standing up in a live broadcast earlier. I think it was today, Yanka, may have been yesterday, but
Yesterday,
yesterday.
I
Okay, yeah.
think so.
And Laura Loomer is wanting this woman removed from her post, and she's holding strong. She really is. She went to bat for free speech, and she made it quite well known she is not a Zionist.
Well, there was an anti-Semitism and freedom of religion meeting in Washington, D.C.,
Right?
right?
Yes,
And they had all these debates. Should we call anti-Zionism anti-Semitism, defining anti-Semitism? So, yeah, she did a pretty impressive um, stand for free speech. So let's listen.
absolutely. We'll listen to this here,
Mhm.
and let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and listen to it. All right. So anyway, I've forwarded this also to the 4 minute mark as well, because as you know, Yana, we already listened to this courageous young woman here,
Mhm.
and she will come out here in just a moment, and she's going to shock you with what she's going to say.
Yeah.
And she is in alliance with both Arabs, Jewish people, and Christians. Against those that are attacking the free speech of Americans
Mhm.
and making this litmus test. Yeah,
Litmus test, yes. Like, you will be fired if you're anti-Zionist
right.
and you can't speak your mind or your own faith. We are
Exactly.
unable to speak and preach the gospel anymore if it's not a Zionist gospel.
She even took a New Testament passage, and we probably won't hear that part in here, and she said, "Is that considered anti-Semitic?"
That would be so nice to see if you can find it.
We'll try
Yes.
to find it. Let's see where we're at though.
Hmm.
Here, let me play it. Let me pause our mic.
No, you were still, both of you still talking. So
Just to be clear, is anti-Zionism anti-Semitism?
Yes.
It is under IHRA?
Rabbi, you're up next.
You're not sure?
Definition,
So
but
what is the
I would
definition?
love to speak to that. Undoubtedly, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and undoubtedly, and one does not have to support the specific policies of the government of Israel, but to not support the right of Israel to exist, which is what anti-Zionists do, while not taking that same stand to the 28 Muslim countries and 13 Christian countries in this world, is a double standard, is hypocrisy, and is absolutely anti-Semitism.
I want to pause it here just for a second, Yana, because I want to correct this man, Mr. Berman, and what he says here.
Hmm.
When he says that he says you can be against the policies of Israel, but he said anti-Zionists are against Israel's right to exist. That's a complete lie.
Yes.
There are many people that are against not only what they're doing and against Zionism. Zionism, in most people's views that are against it, is not about the state of Israel. It's about what Israel is doing to its neighbors, to the Palestinians, to the Palestinians in Gaza, to this total genocide that they're doing for allowing their own people on October the 7th to be massacred in an 8 hour stand down, that they did nothing whatsoever to help those people that were being murdered, only to set up Gaza for a genocide campaign.
Let's make this very clear here that Israel is there now.
Yes,
There is generations of people born there. They don't know any other country.
exactly.
We can speak about how 1948 happened, Balfour Declaration. We can talk about all of that, but they're there already. So at this point in time, right now, I wouldn't want to see, anybody abusing Jews in there or throwing them out of country en masse
Right,
or
exactly.
something like that. But what I do want to see is Jews being normal, like any other nation,
Right,
okay? Except Palestinians with equal rights. Give them
exactly.
freedom, give them equality, treat them like
Yes,
humans. not like animals,
And they're not doing
or
it.
worse than animals. Actually, you
Yes.
don't even treat animals that way. Okay. So this is what I want to see. And also, accept, if you say that you are pro-Western values, accept Western values of freedom of religion, allow preaching of gospel in the state of Israel, just like, we are allowing here proselytizing Noahide laws in Judaism, because they are doing it all over now, everywhere.
And the thing is, it should be separation of church and state. But I guess it didn't, they forgot to put the word synagogue in there, I guess.
That's right. It should be separation. So now they're making Israel a Talmudic theocratic state. So, yeah, I'm completely against any religious
Yes.
theocracy. I mean, aren't we against Islamic religious states where they're chopping heads off and
Sure we are.
killing women and
Sure
all
we are.
kinds of stuff they're doing? We all are against that. I'm against Talmudism. I'm against Talmudic theocracy.
Yes.
And not only I am against it, and Christians are against it. I mean, the proper Christians or good Christians, real Christians, but even a lot of Israelis. Remember when they were building this coalition that Netanyahu has now, right-wing coalition
Over
with
50%
Smotrich,
of the country
Ben-Gvir.
was against it.
Yes, they were protesting, even dressed in what is it, Handmaid's Tale
Oh, yes.
clothes.
Yes.
Remember these
Yes.
women protesting?
Yes.
And then there were enormous protests in the country because Israelis themselves, most of them are secular. Most of
Yes.
them don't
Yes.
want Talmudic religion. They just
No, they
want to
don't. No,
live
they don't.
free life like Americans do, right?
And the thing
So,
that I'm concerned about as well, they talk about that they're to be a light to the nations, and about the only light that Israel is doing is bombs.
yes.
That's the only thing they do is light up the world with all their bombs and kill everyone that they possibly can. Right now, they call this a democratic country, and what are they doing? They are just massacring. The genocide didn't stop. Now they're doing it in the West Bank. And they, Smotrich and Ben-Gvir go in there and give weapons to the Palestinian settlers and basically go in there and drive out the people that live here, destroying their homes. In East Jerusalem, they're destroying Palestinian homes, everything.
And Christian
it's
homes.
horrible.
I mean, Christians of this country are doing absolutely nothing to protect Christians in
No.
Israel and Palestine.
They will protect, and this is what's so sad. They will sit there and they will protect the very group, because you got to remember, you've got people like Nehemiah Gordon, who is a Karaite Jew, very sincere man. I really appreciate Nehemiah, but he says you can't be an Orthodox rabbi unless you can prove your lineage of the Pharisees. And now Jesus tells you they were blind. He says they were vipers, serpents. Oh, that's anti-Semitic, I'm sure, according to your rule. But that's what he said. Now, nonetheless, Acts chapter 15 says quite a few of the Pharisees actually had believed the message of Jesus Christ and came out. Nicodemus came out. Paul came out. Many of them ended up starting to believe. But before I get too much off of this, let's go back to what they say here.
Okay.
Very interesting.
I think it's also important that we not make Islamophobic remarks while we're here today. I would appreciate that.
I just want to
Since
say,
this is a religious liberty hearing.
God forbid was anything like that said. But if the Jewish people are the only people that you deny the right to have its own state, that is absolutely a double standard, hypocrisy, and anti-Semitism.
Well, as you know, I'm a Catholic, and Catholics do not embrace Zionism, just so you know. So are all Catholics anti-Semites, according to you?
As I said, anti-Zionism, by denying the right of the Jews to have their own state while not saying the same for any other peoples, that is a double standard, hypocrisy, and anti-Semitism.
So just to be clear, are Catholics anti-Semites?
Carrie, excuse me. I'm going to interrupt the discussion. Our committee is focused on religious liberty taken from all people, whether it be Muslims, Jews, Christians, Sikhs. We've had all those witnesses here. This is not a commission on defining religions or calling out any theology, or this is not the commission for that.
Right, but we're
And so
talking
you
about
were-
a foreign nation, so I want to be clear on what the definition of anti-Semitism is. If I don't support the political state of Israel, am I an anti-Semite? Yes or no?
They already answered, asked and
Yes.
answered.
According to you on the record, yes? If I don't support the political state of Israel?
I don't personally label people, but what I'm saying is, if somebody states if somebody says they're an anti-Zionist, they are saying about themselves that they have a double standard and hypocrisy, and they're taking anti-Semitic positions.
Okay. Carrie, do you feel like you have your questions in?
I don't agree with that, because as a Catholic, I don't agree that the new modern state of Israel has any biblical prophecy meaning at all. So that's my stance, and I'm Catholic.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah,
Amen
that's right.
and amen. And God bless this woman for her courage.
Yes.
That is brilliant.
And I know
And-
that she's Catholic, and we are not Catholics.
No.
And I have a lot of problems with Catholicism, especially they changed their ideology. Vatican II, Nostra
Well,
Aetate,
But
so,
you know what?
but,
This is though where someone like this lady right here, there is a lot of Catholics that do not hold to Vatican II
right.
theology.
Yes, I know.
And
So, and
and
I'm glad that they're brave enough to speak up. And I'm kind of
yes.
ashamed for Protestant denominations. They're all, 99% of them are all pro-Zionist and
Yeah.
dispensationalist. So I kind of feel like I have to get away from that,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm pro-Catholic. I would never be a Catholic myself, but I am very happy that there are people like this.
Well, the thing is, right now, that's about the only voice we're getting in Washington,
Yes,
D.C.
right.
Even you take Candace Owens, and she was Calvinist, but
Yeah.
she converted to Catholicism. But yet, what is she doing? She's speaking out. She's being very much against what Israel is doing. And now, I don't know where Miss, gosh, I forget her name already. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, me too.
So,
They're both
she's
like,
new to us, so it's a little
yes,
different. Okay, Carrie
Boller, Carrie
Boller.
Boller.
I don't know exactly how she feels like as far as the state of Israel, but I think what has caused so many people to really come against Israel is the fact of what they've done to Gaza.
Yes.
What they did to their own people, as I said earlier on October the 7th, what they're doing to Palestinians in the West Bank, what they did to the entire Middle East, to Lebanon, to Syria, to Iraq, and now they're wanting to do to Iran even more.
And we were exposing Syria at the time when it was happening, but still they didn't know this. Like it was no big deal. But now that they did it to Palestinians, this is when people woke up. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so what I want to say is, yes, we have a lot of push right now to pass anti-Semitic laws, and that's, to me, this is against free speech.
Yeah.
Because just the way they define it, what the definition of anti-Semitism is, it has a very big problem when it comes to constitutional rights to free speech.
And she's in the battle of her life right now. Laura Loomer already calling for her to be removed. It's like anybody that even dare speak a word against Israel is being shut down. They're trying their best while AIPAC owns our entire Congress and Senate.
Yeah.
They want to pass all the laws that they
I just
possibly
got
can.
a notification. There was these people had a platform of 150,000 followers. They were AIPAC tracker. They were
Yes.
tracking where is Apex sending money and what politicians they're
Did they
paying.
shut them down?
They shut them down just today on Instagram.
Wow.
So I'm wondering what will happen on X and Substack.
It'll come to that
just,
every channel, YouTube,
yeah.
you name it. So listen, by the way, while you're listening right now, whether it be Rumble, whether it be Substack, whether it be, well, Patreon, I don't go into these things on Patreon. I keep everything simple on Patreon, but all of our other platforms, even iConnect. I mean, we don't do as much on iConnect, but what's the other one? Odyssey.
Odyssey and Rumble are so far really good. So we need to put more
And we need to
content
start
see.
loading over there on on Adam's channel,
Right, yeah.
Brighteon. We need to
Because you
start
know for
loading there
sure
too.
he's for free speech.
Yes, he
And
is.
he's anti-Zionist. So
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yes. Let's real quick take a look at British journalist Miriam how would you say that name? Because you know
Where
these
is
little
it?
squigglies in there under the sea.
Well, not in American,
Francescos.
but Francois.
Okay.
That's how I would
Okay.
say. I don't
She's
know.
British, but looks like a French or Italian type name. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, she said that Israel spent $50 million to keep Gaza famine out of the headlines. And she's another very brave and courageous woman.
Hmm.
This is her here. Um, I forget where that's at, but let me just play a little clip of where she's speaking here about the crimes that Israel is doing.
UK youth, a striking 54% today, believe that Israel shouldn't exist. We have seen the most deranged behavior from Israelis. And I'm not just even talking soldiers. We've seen deranged behavior from soldiers, but we've seen deranged mothers on TikTok dressing up their children, with black eyes and missing teeth, or making fun of parents losing babies. We've seen soldiers urinating on Palestinian captives, children attacked by dogs, sexual assault, rape. At a certain point, for those of us who are looking at Israeli society, this is looking psychotic. Are Israelis aware that public perception today of Israel is of a deeply depraved society? I mean, you can put all the Hasbro spin that you want on this. There is no putting lipstick on a pig.
That is so true what she said. That's deranged society. However, just to protect few of Israelis that are good and normal, we are gonna go into a few other videos, Steve, that I wanna remind people this. And it is absolutely true that most Israelis are completely brainwashed. And we're gonna listen to Gideon Levy very soon. That's the second video that I sent you. And he's going to explain over there, because the question is given to him, why are Israelis supporting genocide? And he will tell you they're brainwashed,
Yes.
completely brainwashed by propaganda of Israel, that they are running propaganda 24/7.
Yes.
Okay. So just like I would say Zionist Christians here in America, for how long, Steve? Over 100 years with dispensational theology. And today I was even in tears because we got some letters from people who used to be dispensational Zionist Christians, and they're now seeing the truth and waking up. And, it's just a good American Christian people, Stephen.
Yeah.
Completely brainwashed and handing power to a beast, I would say, to entity that's going to persecute them and kill them. And they are walking into it like a trap, all because they're brainwashed. So let's not downplay power of psychological brainwashing.
Yes.
So this is where Israelis are now, completely brainwashed. But there are few souls in Israel that are completely beautiful people.
Yeah.
Steve, like we have interviewed here Mr. Baruchin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Mayor Baruchin. And he is a teacher and who stood up for Palestinians, and they had him imprisoned.
Yes.
Israelis had him
Alon
imprisoned.
Green as well. We're working on trying to do an interview with him, and he has
Yes.
been leading protests. He's an Israeli, and if it wasn't for brave Israelis, the world would not know half of what we know today.
Yes, I always said that. We can thank a lot of Jewish people or Israeli people who are willing to speak about these things, because we would have no idea.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, let me name few. Miko Peled,
Yes.
a beautiful person. He's a Jewish American activist. His sister as well. She's a
University professor.
university professor in Israel, and he is the one. He has a book and also a video that I really highly recommend everybody watches, especially those people who were under Zionist propaganda. And they were told that 1948 Israel, when Jews came over there, it was an empty country with nothing and nobody there, which is a complete lie. So he really sets the record straight. So read the book, General's Son, or his speech is still online called The General's Son. His name is Miko Peled. Another one is Eran Ephrati. Eran Ephrati, son of Jerusalem police chief, used to travel here to universities, and he was warning Americans that America is sending police force to be trained with IDF,
Yep.
and they're practicing on Palestinians, and those nasty techniques and torture techniques, they were learning those techniques from IDF, and he was warning that they're going to do this to you.
And now we see what ICE is doing in America.
Yes. Not only that, you know, Steve, just that we are talking about ICE, and I'm so sorry we are going all over the place, just like people with ADHD. But what I want to say, did you know that ICE was sent out to Olympic Games? Can you please tell me how ICE have power to be sent to another country? So it's just mind-boggling to me. And I basically learned that they are in 50 countries. ICE is in 50 countries. So is this some sort of a global army right now in
they
making?
want to take and swap them out. This makes me really wonder if Israel's not behind this.
Yes, I'm almost sure.
Yeah.
So once anti-Semitism will be declared as criminal law, under criminal law as a crime, can you imagine if ICE masked people will come to your house and take you away? You know, I mean, why are we allowing all of this to happen here?
It's really getting bad, and I don't know what direction it's going to go. You ready for me to play this now?
Yeah, you can play a little bit of it. He was
Okay,
talking
let me
about his experience.
pause the mic.
The question and doesn't let the other person choose his own answer. For example, they asked me, as someone who justified the rapes committed by Hamas people on October 7th, don't you think that? They knew very well that I strongly condemned the atrocities committed by Hamas people, but that was their technique. Mm-hmm. After the interrogation was over, I was categorized a high-risk detainee. I was taken to the jailhouse in the Russian compound in Jerusalem in solitary confinement. Mm-hmm. The cell without windows. They took away my belt, my shoelaces, my watch. I wasn't allowed to take anything with me. They gave me two stinking blankets, and what
Yeah,
it's
terrible.
how it feels in solitary confinement cell. I began to count the hours. On the next day, there was a court hearing, and the judge decided to extend my detention until November 13th. Every hour and a half, 2 hours, I did some physical training just to pass the time. On Sunday, November 12th, I was taken to a second interrogation, and they used the same technique, trying to put words into my mouth.
Is that good, or do you want to play more, or what?
No, I don't know. I just wanted to show a few points how good he is, that he is a good Israeli, you know, because we just heard they're all deranged, and most of them are brainwashed and act in horrific ways. And I would say they need gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what they need. But there are Israelis just like him, Mr. Baruchin, and others who are amazing people, you know, and they do not agree with what their government is doing, and they're stuck in that society.
Yes.
So that was my point, actually. And it's a video we did with him a few months back, and I don't think that enough people saw it even.
Well, I will put a link in the description so people can see this video, because it's a very important interview. And, you know, it was oddly enough, when he agreed to come on, I had forgot that I had reached out to him long ago, because I was watching some of his other interviews and I'm going like, oh my gosh, that's the guy I've been wanting to get on. Didn't even realize that now we got him on. So anyway, amazing. All right. Is this one ready to go here?
Is this no?
This is Gideon
None of
Levy.
them is ready. It's about 1 minute. Put it 1 minute.
That's where you got it at.
Okay,
You got
good.
11 seconds in there. So go to 1 minute.
Whenever he comes on.
Okay.
Gideon Levy is an Israeli journalist who is standing up for Palestinians. Another amazing person.
We need to
You know,
get Gideon
and
on. He's actually said he would come on.
yeah,
I've got to get that worked out.
he's
An
getting a
amazing
little
Israeli.
aged,
Yeah.
but I will tell you that he's an amazing Israeli. So yeah, let's look at Israelis and pray for them, and especially for those few souls that disagree with government and they are horrified what their government is doing, because they don't deserve to be put in the same bag
Yes.
as all the rest who are really deranged.
Right.
So go ahead, let's listen to him a little bit.
For the Israeli newspaper Haaretz, and he joins us live from Tel Aviv. Gideon, thank you so much for joining us once again. What does it feel like in Israel this October the 7th?
Oh, there is quite a dark cloud over Israel. Not a very clear one, but something very heavy is in the air. The media keeps repeating to the 7th of October almost on a daily basis ever since the 7th of October 23. And obviously today, much more than any other day, but it didn't stop ever since then. A lot of sentiments are obviously dedicated to the hostages, to the killed soldiers. Just one item is missing in this picture, and this is the Israeli genocide in Gaza, which is hardly discussed, hardly present.
Why is that the case, in your view, in what is meant to be a democratic, open society?
Yes, democratic and open, but first they're traumatized after the 7th of October and also brainwashed in many ways, mainly because the feeling is of most Israelis, if not all of them, that after the 7th of October, Israel has the right to do whatever it wants. And not only this, there is no room for any kind of empathy or humanity toward the Palestinians in Gaza, because there are no innocent people in Gaza, as many of the Israelis believe.
I believe 73% of Israelis in a recent poll had that view. Now, if I was reading an interview that you did back in March, and I could ask you exactly the same questions, and I hope I don't get the same answers, such as, for instance, if we go down this peace route, will Netanyahu abide by its terms?
It's very hard to tell. My feeling is, and it's not based, but my intuition says, and it's not only mine, this man does not want the war to end now. By all means not. He will do anything possible to continue it, either because of his personal reasons or because of his belief that Gaza must be destroyed totally in order to so-called solve the problem of Gaza. It might be also a combination of both motivations, but in any case, he was forced now to go to the first stage of the deal of releasing the hostages. He had no other choice but to.
That was back in October, when it was anniversary of October 7. So
Yes.
I was glad to see how he continues to be brave, and he's, calls what happened to Gazans genocide, and he's calling out Netanyahu for his war crimes. And he's the one who says, 73% Israelis in a poll I said that there is nobody innocent in Palestine. So that's pretty bad. So yes, they're definitely brainwashed and act in very deranged psychotic ways.
And what I don't understand is why Israelis don't understand. You had 8 hours where this attack went on, and the government did nothing. Even Jonathan Pollard, who would love to see every Palestinian dead, said that a friend of his, sitting on the runway, helicopter blades running, knew all about the attack, but was not allowed to take off to go protect the Israelis. Mizrahi out of New York, a Jewish teacher there who is Israeli born, former Israeli Air Force, said he had contacted friends, said it was an inside job. The world knows it, but Israel doesn't seem to want to face it, that their own people were set up so they could justify the slaughter of Gaza.
Yep.
So, anyway, just here as we close here, I want to just share a couple of things here. Mutasim, who we've interviewed a couple of times there, journalist in Gaza, posted this today. Israeli prison services started today assorting Palestinian prisoners and moving a number of them to separate areas in preparation for execution. Israel, as you know, and maybe they've already passed it, was pushing for a law to establish a death penalty, which has not been in existence in Israel since its inception, but they're pushing for that. Also, the Israeli minister calls the West Bank measures de facto sovereignty and says no future Palestinian state. That's kind of obvious, especially when we look at what they're doing. They are destroying the homes of Palestinians. They are allowing all types of settlers to go in there. Settlers are attacking the Palestinians inside of the West Bank with impunity, where no one intervenes on their behalf. They are just attacked on a daily basis. They're here. They're releasing the farm animals that belong to Palestinians. You can just look at over and over and over, and I don't even know what images we're looking at here, but there they are attacking. In the night, they're attacking Palestinians, coming in like mobs of hordes. It's absolutely atrocious, the crimes that are happening against these people. They're destroying all their olive trees. They brought in this is not on this picture here, but I just showed recently where they brought in a excavator and they were digging up all the olive trees, ancient old trees and everything.
That
Totally
just shows they don't belong there. That's what it shows, because people who belong to a land, they love what the land produces. They're proud of it. But Jews are uprooting olive trees. This is just proof that they are not the people of the land.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. So when people think that this is going to be a light to the nations, this is no light to the nations.
What they're doing to Palestinians, they're going to do to you, because Israel is no friend of Christianity. They hate Christians. They use them for money, for political support. So Christians support all of these crimes in the name of God. But once they already have a greater Israel as they want to have it, and they rise to the power, when United Nations is transferred to Jerusalem, then they are going to persecute Christians as well. When they have a say in our government fully, we are going to wake up into a world where our lives are going to be in danger.
Right. And, Adam, I was talking to him yesterday, him and his wife, and people that they speak to try to say these are just propaganda things. You're probably seeing, like AI generated things, right?
Wow.
Here we have Mutasim. I know him.
They interviewed him.
Yes, and you got Israelis just beat the guy's. Actually, his hands are handcuffed. They beat this guy senseless. But it's just the abuse is just everywhere. This is just on his channel there. This is in New Zealand, I believe it is. And the police are just trained just to
Australia?
beat.
Is it Australia? Because they just beat up people.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah,
sorry.
Sydney, Australia. They had all the police.
Anybody
was
that's just innocently protesting or whatever, let me back it up. So. And I don't know what they went after this guy for. They just started beating. It's insane the things that are happening. And the deaths of the Palestinians is on a major, major increase. As so many people that I know over in Gaza are telling me, they said that the genocide has not stopped. It's continuing on. So Netanyahu is here in America to make sure that America backs the genocide, but they're also talking about Iran. Israel is determined that if we do not help them to go against Iran, they will nuke Iran, is probably what they would end up doing. But they're going to make sure that Trump obeys.
Mm-hmm.
Probably letting him know we got all the Epstein files. You either obey or we're going to let everybody know what you were doing. Right? That'll probably
That's
be the
most
blackmail that
likely
they
the
use.
truth.
So anyway, that's hypothetical. I don't know that for 100%, but I would not be a bit surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Yanka, thank you for doing this with me again today. We've been doing several videos together. That's so nice to be able to do, but I want to share with people your Substack here, Yana S. Benoon at Yana Satova. So you can go to her Substack. Amazing articles there. So we'd love for you to come and join up there. Also, I write one as well, and that's under Stephen Benoon at Stephen Benoon. And I'm doing a lot of the work on the book that I'm writing, and I've pretty much got most everything done. I'm just trying to put it together like you have yours done.
Yes.
And we're just trying to get things together. So pray for us that we get these things put together, because so many people are asking.
It's a lot of work.
Especially on the book on the Noahide.
Right. It's really a lot of work. Even if it's the simple book, it's still enormous. But
yes. So definitely come and subscribe. A lot of free work is put up there as well. If you want to support the work we do, we appreciate it. But there is a lot of free work that you can be able to enjoy and begin to read, especially as long as my posts tend to be. So anyway, God bless you. Thank you for listening. In the description below, if you want to donate to our ministry, you can. It'll be our mailing address. And we certainly thank you for that. God bless you.